JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 4th of February 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Thursday's afternoon session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, some of the charts that we looked at this morning, some new ones, just to see how everything is getting along right now. But yeah, before we do that, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis. Feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. Now then, guys, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is IBEX 35. I talked about this one yesterday, and the idea that I've talked about kind of from the beginning of this week, and the idea that I mentioned was this, that if the downside line taken from the high of the 14th of January continues to provide good resistance, we might see another slide here. However, today we're seeing a kind of a push higher, but don't get me wrong, I would rather wait for the daily candle to end and well, to see where it's going to end, because yesterday we had a bit of an overshoot here, but as you can see, it kind of drifted back down again. So that's why I would take a bit of a careful approach here. Yes, it seems that the downside line might get broken. However, I would like to see that daily candle staying above this downside line, and in addition to that, just to kind of be a little bit more on the safer side, well, I would like to see maybe a push above this barrier as well, this 8,088 zone, and also again the same story. Ideally a daily candle staying above this hurdle could do the trick for more buyers, and then we could take it from there, because such a move here, or such a break above this area, would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and more buyers could join in. So for now, basically, I'm kind of playing the waiting game here. I want to see where this daily candle is going to end today, but if it drifts back down here and remains below this downside line and below the this 21-day EMA, then maybe not all is good in the bull block. Now, looking at the German index DAX, a little bit on the kind of on the, let's say, calm side today, I would say, although yes, it is trading in the positive territory. However, it remains still below this hurdle, this psychological 14,000 territory, and to be more specific, with this level here, the high of the 21st of January, that's near the 14,026 mark. So a nice good pop above that would confirm a forthcoming higher high, and more buyers could join in. But at the moment, again, it's also kind of stalling here a little bit. US equities markets are at their highs again, so let's see how all that's going to play out today for the US, and maybe if we see a decline in the US somehow. I mean, at the moment I'm not expecting that, but if by any chance there is a surprise and we see a decline, then, well, I mean, European markets could start sliding as well. But at the moment, just purely from the technical side, looking at this picture, we can see that, first of all, we are still trading above this downside line here, so that's great news. On the other side, on the other hand, I would like to see that push above this 14,026 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. So for now, I would say I'm cautiously bullish. Jumping into S&P 500, and here the index is at a very interesting spot. So yesterday the index closed around the 3,830 mark. Today, looking at the cash index right now, we can see that the price is slightly above that close, however not really above yesterday's high, so it's somewhere kind of around here. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch if it can continue pushing higher. Now my next target, if it does push higher, my next target of course is the all-time high near the 3,871 zone, but if that gets broken, we see a further push north. Of course, this places the index into uncharted territory, kind of, well, a new all-time high would be established then, and then we'll just have to wait and see where will it find that good area of resistance. For now, long story short, we are a little bit more on the positive side. However, if we want to be a little bit more, or I should say, if we want to play this game safely, I would rather wait for a push above this 3,847 territory and then kind of target the upside. So for now, it is how it is. We are trading above this downside line, still above this, well above this upside support line, and above the 21-day EMA. So all kind of everything is leaning a little bit more towards the upside. However, as I said, given that we have already had a decent up move, I would prefer to maybe wait for a push above yesterday's high first, and that area is near the 3,840. Well, let's round it up here a little bit to 48, so 38.48. You can keep an eye on that one, and a nice good pop above it could open the door towards higher levels. Now jumping into gold very quickly, just a quick update. I've talked about gold this morning and said that basically we've managed, in this morning we already managed kind of to reach that 1819 level that I kept talking about throughout this whole week. So basically a success on this one, and but then we saw a bit of a retracement to the area around the 1825 territory. And what I was saying then, that in a way I'm gonna now wait for this index to kind of drop below, this commodity to drop below the 1819 level, and this is exactly what I'm getting right now. Now at this point I would like to see the daily candle remaining below this 1819, because what I don't want to see here is just the same kind of false breakout as we had here back on the 18th of January and the 11th of January. So let's wait and see, guys. For now everything's kind of leaning a little bit more towards the downside, but yeah, it is how it is. I mean, we are below the 200-day EMA, so yeah, let's see if this daily candle today can stay below the 1819 level. Jumping into silver very quickly. So silver, of course, the commodity, the precious metal that took the spotlight on February 1st by popping heavily to the upside here, purely a kind of a speculative move. It found resistance just slightly above the highest point of August of last year, near the 29.86 zone. It kind of managed to hit the area just slightly above that psychological 30 mark, and it drifted back down. So now after we dropped here, I've looked at this this commodity this week already, and what I was saying to you guys, that in a way, because we found a bit of support near this 26.60 zone, I would like to see that daily candle kind of staying at least slightly below that 26.60, because this way the commodity would increase its chances of drifting further south for towards a larger correction. And the reason why I'm saying correction, because we are still trading above a bunch of, well, not a bunch of, but a couple of upside lines here. So the short-term one, tentative one, taken from the low of the 30th of November, and another upside line here, but this one's a more of a medium term one, of course also a tentative one taken from the low of the 18th of March. And then yes, we could see further kind of let's say we could see a nice test of this area if we first of all see the daily candle today or today or tomorrow staying below the 26.60 zone, and then kind of overcoming the 21-day EMA, and then yes, of course, my next target will be these two upside lines. But again, the day is not finished, and again, anything can happen here. So if the dollar index suddenly reverses back sharply back down, then maybe the silver could have a nice reversal here back to the upside. So be very careful on that one. For now, of course, everything's leaning a little bit more toward the downside, but just to be a little bit more on the safe side, I would prefer to see that daily candle kind of staying below the 26.60 zone today. Now jumping into Bitcoin, so Bitcoin found very nice resistance here. I talked about Bitcoin this week, and was saying that in order to kind of aim for some slightly higher levels, I would like to see a nice good push above the 38,710 zone right here, marked by the high of the 29th of January. This way, yep, a forthcoming higher high would be confirmed, and these higher levels could be met. As you can see, this barrier here acted as a very nice area of resistance from where the crypto kind of retraced back down. A little bit, of course, not much. It's still kind of hanging not far from this barrier. I would still like to see a nice good pop above this barrier in order to go for some higher levels, but at the moment I'll take a cautiously bullish approach, because again, it's going to be very interesting if we can actually reach the high of January this month, and of course overcome it. That will be quite an interesting task here for this crypto. We know that Ethereum already did that. Will Bitcoin do the same thing? Well, let's wait and see, guys. But again, for now, I'm going to be very careful on this one, because it has a good chance of drifting lower as well, because of the way, I mean, it looks a bit overstretched here to the upside in the short run. So maybe a larger correction to the downside could be ideal. However, let's see how it plays out. For me to consider the downside, well, I would need to see maybe not maybe, but at least a drop below this upside line and below this downside line, and then I would go for lower areas. At the moment, I'm just gonna continue observing. I might change this kind of view depending on how all this is going to be trading. I might remove some of these lines, but again, for now, I'm just gonna go from that, and I'll pick up on Bitcoin later on, and because I want to see first a few more moves. For now, I'm watching this 38,710 zone. That's a good barrier here, which if gets broken could open the door towards higher levels. USD JPY very quickly here on this one, quick update. So well, we've managed to reach that 105.35 area. Well, actually just fell shy by a few pips from reaching that area, and yep, as you can see, the pair kind of retraced back down a little, but to be honest, I'll take that as a successful kind of result here. That's what I was targeting. Now the big question here is, can it stay below this 200-day EMA and go for a bit of a corrective move lower? Again, it's a tricky one here. I'm gonna take a neutral stand at this point here, in the short run, because again, we did have a decent up move here already, and to be honest, this area could be seen as a good potential area for a resistance, which if continues to hold, then this might result in a bit of a decline here. However, if it continues to pop higher here, well, I mean, my next target is this 105.6768 zone, marked by the high of the 11th of November, or actually the highest point of November 2020, and then I'll take it from there. So I'll go slowly with the upside, because like I said, we already had quite a decent kind of up move here in the short run, so let's be careful on that one. GBPUSD, so GBP, so the pound took center stage today. I mean, look at this move to the upside here, a very nice reversal here, higher, and well, I mean, For now, it is how it is. Basically, I mean, I've mentioned GBPUSD yesterday, and basically here, what I was saying, that in a way my target was this upside support line together with this 21-day EMA, but we didn't really quite reach this upside line. Instead, we reached the 21-day EMA and the area around it. And yep, we saw a nice reversal here after the BOE came out here with their interest rate decision. I mean, they kept the rate the same, but the language that they kind of used it shows that, I mean, they're kind of moving. They still don't want to go into negative rates, which kind of helped the pound rise here. And yeah, we can see the result here on the day. This is a daily chart, by the way, so you can see how the bulls kind of are dictating the rules so far. Again, looking at this picture specifically on GBPUSD, to be honest, I would like to see a push above the current highest point of February near the 1.8015 zone, and then go for some higher levels, because at the moment I'm just going to observe the price action here, because with such swings, such moves in one day, I mean, we could see even a strong reversal back down as well. So again, be very careful with this one, and let's see how all this is going to play out. Jumping into GBPUSD, so similar story here. This morning I talked about GBPUSD, and we were trading below the 1.3636 zone, but what I was saying that if by any chance the pair reverses sharply back above this 1.3636 zone and above this 21-day EMA, I'll take a bit of a careful approach here, because still I would, in order to consider the upside, I would need to see a push above the 1.3746 territory right here, which kind of continues to act as a good area of resistance, and then I would go for some higher levels. But at the moment, I'm just going to continue observing the price action, and yep, it's a good result here for the bulls. They managed to raise the pair back above the 21-day EMA. Can they keep it above it? Well, again, let's wait and see. For me, like I said, to go for some higher levels, I need that push above the 1.3746 zone. If by any chance the pair suddenly reverses back down again and drops back below the 1.3636 territory, now that's where it could become very interesting again for the sellers and for the bears, and yep, we could go for that larger correction to the downside. So again, be wary of that. And finally, EURUSD. So EURUSD here drifted lower, tested the 100-day EMA perfectly. So I talked a lot about this, guys, and since the beginning of this week, I mean, kind of I was saying that if we see a drop below the 1.2058 territory, 59 territory, then yes, my next target is going to be this 100-day EMA, which coincides with the level around the 1.1980. We've managed to reach that area. Or should I say, by just we fell shy, but by just a few pips of reaching that area, but that's a good result. I'll take that. And yep, now the big question, can this 100-day EMA continue to provide support as it did here back in the beginning of November? Well, we'll just have to give it a bit of time. But for now, I'm taking a bit of a stand. I'm standing away from it. Yes, it does have potential to move further south. My next target is the 1.192425 zone right here, but I would need to see a stronger move below this 100-day EMA. For now, the pair is resting on this area, on this EMA. So I want to see if it can, if it will provide support or not, if this 100-day EMA will provide support or not. For now, it's, like I said, it is how it is. It's sitting here, so let's wait for the next move, and then we can take it from there, guys. I'll pick up, of course, on euro dollar later on in my other videos, as I always do. But again, for now, we've reached our target. Now, like I said, it's just a bit of a waiting game. So, guys, that was a quick overview of some of the instruments, that I looked at this morning, some new ones. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I hope, like I said, I hope you're enjoying this day. I mean, I hope it's working out well for you. But yeah, guys, for now, stay safe, guys. Be very careful. Have your stop losses in place, and join my video tomorrow morning. As always, my Traders Espresso, 7 o'clock GMT time. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.